So I'm gonna fill up on gas fuel. Definitely shake this up without all the mixture in here. Just the fuel mix. And press the plunger that lets the gas pressure out. See that? Still MS280 on this one. It's starting to get cold. Heavy viscosity gets cold. It's been freezing. That's one. We'll do the Husky 365 X torque. Chainsaw. Little top off right there. Hey, Ziggy.
Ziggy, come. Come. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Let's go. Let's pull the wood out. Good boy. Come here, Ziggy. Come here. Ziggy. Come here. Good boy. You're such a good boy, aren't you? Okay, come on. Back.
looking for your dog who's suffering from dementia. It's not a fun experience. Pretty sad. Anyway, I hope we find Ziggy. But this is where we're going through. We've been following track. And I'm concerned because this is also where big brown bears, it's a game trail, and big brown bears like to walk this. And I saw some wolf track, so that's not good either. Hopefully we find the little guy. It's 104 in people years. Yeah. So what happened was that Ziggy lost his balance on the deck, and I didn't see it happen, but I saw it later on the security cameras, and as a result, we're out on the look for him again. I looked for him last night, couldn't find him, and I'm seeing another track going around. But here's his track going all the way back. And it just gets broken up in this kind of stuff here, right? So all this snow is melting in here. And there's a track, and you can see it right there. Okay. So recognizing his track, following it, trying to make sure that we're not missing any clues. Thank you once again for having watched another episode of 5 Acres and a Moose. It's probably the toughest episode that I've ever had to produce. And if you're a dog person, you totally understand what I'm talking about. It was really hard to watch, as you can see, in terms of what kind of life Ziggy had and the type of dog that he was. As my friend Ronnie Montrose would often say, he was just such a great dog, and come along with us when we went trout fishing back in California before Ronnie passed. And Ziggy he was always a trooper. You know, here in Alaska, whether I was cutting firewood or working on the homestead with the animals, even having to train him so he wouldn't go and fetch and retrieve our chickens and geese. He was just a great all-around dog. I used to joke around. I still call him the Swiss Army dog. You know, like a Swiss Army knife. You could use him for everything, and you can see that in the photograph collage at the end, where Ziggy went bird hunting, upland bird hunting. You saw the videos of him in his first a waterfowl hunt in Alaska, retrieving out of the ocean, out of the sea, out of the bay. Going out grouse hunting, coming along on bear hunts up here in Alaska, hunting successfully along with bear hounds back in California. I mean, he was just an amazing bird dog, and he would just do just about everything, and he loved going out in the field. And that's one of the things about CDS is I've learned is cognitive dysfunction syndrome, and that's what dogs get as they get older. He would have been 13 in July, and you could see how quickly he was deteriorating, which was that he would drool. Like the last 2 weeks, he was drooling. He would stare off blankly at the wall, or come to his food and just stare. And it's described as an Alzheimer's, like people's Alzheimer's. And it was just hard to watch. And when he did go off on his own, I mean, there's an old saying we used to use with the Indian way, you know, where in the old tribal ways that the elders would leave the village and just go off into the wilds and let the elements take them. And basically that's what Ziggy did. He saved me from a very traumatic experience of having to take him down to the vet, like I had to do with my Chesapeake years earlier. That to this day is still one of the most traumatic experiences I've had with dogs. Having to take your own dog down to have him, quote, euthanized, basically killing your dog. But I hope you enjoy the experiences of looking back at Ziggy's life and how much of a joy it was to tag along with him and look at life through his eyes and through his excitement of going around and looking out at the wilds. As you recall in the video, if not, you can go back and watch that again. It was a very spiritual experience for me, going through a part of our property where I consider it like a cathedral, and to see a grouse. This was just a few days ago, where this grouse was basically, it's in the mating season right now, but it kept on hanging around me and going around, and you see that, and he's flying around. And Ziggy's favorite was to go on point and hunt grouse. And I know when he would go off on his own, and he had free roam of the property, and he knew what his roam of the property was, and he would go around and do his perimeter, what would you call it, his watch, going around the property and seeing what's up, and who knows what animals he would have seen, because we have bears, big brown bears. I'll be showing you signs of that in one of the upcoming episodes. Moose, of course, grouse, a variety of other animals in the area. But he just loved going out there and having a totally different experience than he had living in the city back in San Francisco before. So this was a great time for him in Alaska. and I'm happy you got an opportunity to enjoy that. And I want to thank you again for having watched this episode. I'll be coming out with, looking forward to doing some more flying in the upcoming episodes. There'll be some trout fishing coming in, canoeing. A spring bear hunt is happening right now. I have to get out and get some bear meat. Spring bear meat is one of my favorites, and I'll talk about that and why a lot of people, you probably saw that in one of those shows with Alone, where everybody kept on starving because they were shooting moose and the moose didn't have enough fat in it to carry the competitors across through the time that they're out there in the field. Well, that's one of the reasons that those who really understand what nutritious aspects of meat are and how fat is an important aspect component of that, and how black bear has a lot of that, and it's very tasty, and especially when you know how to cook it. And you do have to know how to cook it properly because of trichinosis, of course. So we'll be having canoeing. We're going to have soon. We're just waiting for the ice to break up. I'll also be cutting my hair. I can't wait to cut my hair. Let me tell you, you can tell how long this winter has been for us up here. This has been a longer winter. The old timers, the sourdoughs, say, it's nothing. You don't remember what it was like before. Well, this was a long one, but it was more like the winter had slid further into spring and started later in November. And that's the reason I keep my beard and my hair long, because it helps. It keeps you warm. But as it gets sunnier, I'll look forward to cutting this all off, all my hair off. And what I do is I offer this to the birds, and the birds go and use it for their nesting, because this is right about the time. So I get my hair cut in the spring, and then I get my hair cut just before winter. And then I let it grow all over, and then it ends up keeping me warm all winter. In the summer, beards help you. It's one of my empathies for women is that you don't get a beard to protect you from the mosquitoes. And that does help, especially if you keep it at a certain length, and I'll talk about that in the future. We'll also be talking about the kind of guns that I carry and why I carry. I've had questions pop up. Thank you for sending your questions out. I've got my mailing address that's in the comments section. Please review that if you'd like to send me a traditional letter, as many have been doing. I'll be reading those in upcoming episodes. And of course, you can put questions, and please do put questions in the comments below, and I'll read them and see about answering them in the upcoming episodes. And once again, please like and share. As you'll see at the end of this episode, there will be a logo, the 5 Acres and a Moose logo. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that. It'll give you the automatic opportunity to subscribe for upcoming episodes. And once again, thank you very much, and looking forward to sharing more information about what it's like living as a homesteader, farmer, and subsistence hunter and fisherman up here in Alaska, and as a writer, the life of a writer in Alaska. Thank you.